Perfect. 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 YouTube, what is good? Welcome to Philly Take with RB, home of the hottest sports takes presented to you by yours truly. You already know the deal, man. Like always, whether you're new to the channel or if you've been subscribed, smash that like button and help spread this content to great Philadelphia fans like yourselves. So basketball is off right now. There's no Sixers game, so it's been hard to kind of bring Sixers content to you. But today I wanted to do something just a little bit different. I wanted to tell you guys my story of how I met Brett Brown, the conversation we had, and some of the things he told me that had me very hopeful for this season, and just kind of detail the whole thing. So months ago, back in October, I was on my way to college. I got there early in the morning, earlier than I usually go because I had a meeting and I had to get there. So I arrive at school. I'm walking a few blocks from where we park at to go to my actual building where I had the meeting at. So I'm walking down and, it's very, very early in the morning, just before about 8 a.m. My eyes are like half shut. I'm tired, bags under my eyes, wiping my eyes a little bit. And I turn to my left, and if this never happened, I wouldn't have even known. But a car stops dead middle in the street, just fast, just right away. Just stops. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, why would they do that? It's early. I'm like, I don't know if I'm still half asleep or what. But I turn to my left. The dude has a Sixers hat on. His windows are down and everything. And he's talking to someone across the street. So I look over, and it's crazy. Like, I just see Brett Brown. I'm like clearing my eyes. I'm like, is that Brett Brown? I go to the end of the street and I start to walk over. The dude wraps up his conversation with Brett Brown, and keep in mind, this is in an area very close to where the Sixers practice facility is, so I start putting it all together in my head. And Brett Brown, it's a little bit cold. Brett Brown's in a long sleeve and shorts. Actually, right now I'm going to put up the video because I know a lot of people will say this is not true. I actually did see him 2 different days. Here's the video from the first day. As you can see, Brett Brown jogging. Now, I didn't ask him for a picture because my mind was just out of it. I was kind of in shock. And, just seeing Brett Brown, it was very early in the morning. I knew the dude didn't have a lot of time. We only had a short conversation. And I didn't really want to bother him. And I was kind of in a, weird mental state because I was just tired and I wasn't really up yet. So I really didn't, nothing told me to ask him for a picture. I don't know why I should have. But I wanted to record him just so I had some proof to show it to my close friends and family that I met Brett Brown. Again, this was way before I started this YouTube stuff, so it was just for my own personal benefit. But anyway, I'm talking to Brett Brown. I go up to him and I shake his hand. It's sweaty, by the way, because he's on a morning jog. I did hear before he does a morning routine of 2 miles, so I go up to him and his hand is sweating and I shake his hand. And the first thing he says to me is, nice to meet you. I say, nice to meet you. He says, what's your name? So I told him my name. And me and Brett actually do share the same last name. So he told me that he likes my last name. So we're just talking for a few minutes, and then we start talking about the Sixers. This was days before the first exhibition game. So I'm just talking to him, and I'm asking him, how's the roster looking? How are the guys developing? Are these guys playing well? Is Al Horford being incorporated? How's Josh Richardson looking? All the new guys. And I didn't really want to bring up the Toronto series because I felt like that would have sucked. But we're talking, and he's just so upbeat and so confident and just always, talks a lot, just like he does on the post-game press conference. It's crazy. Like the same exact dude, but just right in front of me. I'm like 4 to 5 inches taller than him, so he's actually looking up to me, which is pretty funny. And we're just talking, man. We're just talking Sixers basketball, and it's great. He's talking about the dudes, and he's saying, how we're going to be a contender. And I asked him about Ben Simmons, because Ben Simmons, I know that he has to get better, and he has to develop that shot. I say to Brett Brown, I said, hey, Ben Simmons is going to be an MVP candidate one day. And tell him that I said to work to get that jump shot in shape. I said, tell Ben Simmons to get that jump shot ready to go. And Brett started laughing. He looked at me, and before he started jogging off, he said, don't worry, it's getting there. That made me so happy. So happy. I was just so upbeat, and I was ready for the Sixers season to start just about a week away. And, just all this going through my head, seeing Brett Brown, I'm like, this is unbelievable, man. This was on October 4th of 2019. 4 days later, the Sixers play in a basketball game, an exhibition game against a team from China. It was their first preseason game. I have the name of the team here. I don't want to pronounce it wrong, and correct me if I do, but I think it was the Guangzhou Lung Lions, or Guangzhou Lung Lions of the Chinese Basketball Association. They came over here to play us in an exhibition game. The Sixers ended up winning 144-86. It was at the Wells Fargo Center. So the big thing about that game wasn't just that the Sixers, got back into game action and played a great game and just blew this team out, who obviously was not near as talented as the Sixers. But if you remember in that game, just before halftime, Ben Simmons shot his first three-pointer and drilled it. Joel Embiid was kind of egging him on. The people at Wells Fargo were standing up. We were itching for Ben Simmons to shoot a three-pointer. Everyone was on their feet, and he shot it, and he nailed it, and everyone, the fans, me at home, everyone just erupted.
Pulling it out right now, resetting. They want him to shoot it.
And he does. Ben Simmons shoots the three. The fans want it. They're asking him for it. And Ben Simmons is giving it to him. Joel Embiid comes onto the court and gives him a big hug. That has got to feel good.
That was unbelievable. I remember the reactions of people on Twitter. It was going absolutely nuts. His form looked nice. Like I've said all year, I've alluded to this. His form looks so good, but we need to see him shoot. Anyway, after that game, I went back the next day and I was thinking about my conversation with Brett Brown just 4 days prior to that. Now, obviously, it wasn't because I told him to tell Ben that he's going to be an MVP candidate and to trust a jumper, that, he went and told Ben Simmons, some kid at a college campus told me to tell you to shoot. No, that's not what happened. I understand that. But I thought it was just cool how it all tied together. But anyway, it leads to a bigger, kind of thing. When this season, we've only seen two plays drawn up for Ben Simmons to shoot a three-pointer against the Cavaliers and against the Knicks. And both times he has drilled it from the corner, okay? And we've heard Brett Brown say every single game he wants to see Ben Simmons shoot a three. Remember after he hit that, I think it was the three against the Knicks, he said, I want Ben Simmons to shoot a three-pointer every game for the rest of the season. And he said to tell his agent to tell him to shoot and all that. But it hasn't happened. And that hurts because, knowing last year if Ben Simmons has a jump shot, maybe things go different. Maybe we win the Raptors series. If he has a jump shot this year, maybe the offense is, plays out a different way. Maybe Al Horford is more productive. Maybe we, instead of having three forwards on the court that can't really shoot, maybe we're a lot more versatile and Ben Simmons can do everything. And don't get me wrong, like I've said, I believe Ben Simmons is going to be an MVP candidate. I believe Ben Simmons has all the tools and he just continues to improve, especially on the defensive side. But anyway, man, just talking to Brett Brown and talking and seeing how upbeat he was about this season, I really think that he thought this roster was going to do something special. And so far, the guys have not been utilized well. It all goes to show, man, it is time for someone to come in and lead these boys, put their foot down, get Ben Simmons to shoot the ball, get Joel Embiid ready to go. Maybe get Al Horford in the right kind of situation. If not, get him out of here and get these guys playing hard because Ben Simmons' jump shot is there. If Brett Brown told me in October that Ben Simmons was there, this was the season he expected him to be ready to rock and roll, but he won't put his foot in, he won't make him do it, then in the end, I think it's time for someone new. As we've seen, the Sixers have regressed. Now we don't even have basketball for months, so hopefully they get healthy. Simmons is injured. I hope this team can all put something together. I hope that Brett Brown's job really wasn't saved because of this virus, but we got to see how they play when everything comes back into action. I don't know what's going to happen, but I just thought it was a cool story about, how I kind of made that joke to Brett Brown, and days later, Ben Simmons went and drilled that shot against that Chinese team in the preseason game, and how everyone was erupting. And we really had high hopes, and we really thought this was the year Ben Simmons would take that to the next level. But that's all I got for you guys here today. I want to thank you guys for taking the time to tune in. I know it's been hard without the Sixers content, but Hope you guys enjoyed the story. I have a couple other stories with other famous sports people as well. Let me know if you guys would be interested in hearing those. I appreciate all of you who stopped by. Like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know your thoughts down below about what you think about when NBA will come back, the Sixers, Brett Brown, the whole thing. Let me know it all down below. Appreciate everyone for stopping by, and I'll catch you on the next one, man. Peace.
Perfect.